Hey friends, Alex here. Welcome to Gargoyle Chronicles, where you hang out in my brain while we plan, count, and try not to donate. Today's episode is called What's the Goal? We're back in the very first Bridge Brawl final with Peter Hollins versus Kuchung, and our goal right now is to take a look at board 2. Last week, we looked at board 1 from Chris's point of view. This week, we get the perspective of his partner, Sriram Ganesan. Sriram has a weird little bonus fact on this deal, a bit of UI. Not UI as in unauthorized information, just unusual information. Bridge Brawl deals are rigged in one very specific way. The 7 of diamonds, the beer card, is always placed in the hand with the longest diamond suit. Since Sriram has the beer card, he knows nobody else can have longer diamonds than he does, so nobody can have a 6-card diamond suit. Is that likely to matter here? Probably not. Is it still kind of hilarious and worth filing away? Absolutely. Left-hand opponent opens 1 no trump, 9 to 13, occasionally 14. Partner passes. Right-hand opponent bids 2 no trump, which shows a sign-off in one minor or the other. We pass, and right-hand opponent corrects to 3 clubs, pass back to us, and we are extremely done. Partner leads the jack of hearts. We play upside-down count and attitude, so we encourage with the deuce, and declarer wins the ace. Now, with just the ace of hearts, declarer would often duck this trick to cut our communications. That's standard technique. So when declarer wins trick 1, there's some inference that he has ace-king of hearts. But hold on, could declarer have a reason not to duck? Maybe. Suppose he has king 4th or 5th of spades, then he may be able to set up a spade winner and pitch a diamond from dummy. In that case, if he also has the ace of diamonds, he might grab the heart ace right away to stop a diamond switch. So let me clean that up a bit. The likely inference is that declarer has either ace-king of hearts or both red aces. And if it's the second one, he probably has king 4th or 5th of spades too. Declarer now plays the 7 of clubs, 3, ace, 8, then the king of clubs, queen, 4, 6. If declarer had jack 3rd of clubs, he'd probably unblock it to create a dummy entry. So it's likely partner has the club jack. It means declarer has 5 club tricks and 2 red suit tricks, so that's 7. He needs 2 more. Next declarer leads the spade jack from dummy. He probably has the spade king, which is his 8th trick. So our whole life plan now is to stop a second spade trick. We can't do that if declarer has the 9 himself, so we have to hope partner has it. Let's say this is the layout. If we duck the spade jack, declarer gets 2 spade tricks. If we cover with the queen, that also doesn't work, because declarer can finesse partner out of the 9 and still get a second spade trick. So we have to rise with the ace. Okay, suppose we do that and exit with a heart. Declarer's best try is to win. Ruff a heart. And exit with a club, hoping whoever wins it doesn't have the last heart and gets end played. That specific try won't work because partner has a heart to exit with. But are we actually beating the hand? Nope. Declarer is now cold on a seki squeeze. He can just cash the last club. Neither defender can afford to pitch a spade, so declarer just exits with a diamond and end plays us. Very cool, very rude. How do we stop the seki squeeze? If partner has the diamond queen, life is easy. We just cash 2 diamonds, then the club jack, and exit. Declarer has no way to throw us in anymore, so he still has to lose a spade trick. But if declarer has the diamond queen, we really do not want to do him the favor of setting it up. In that case, our best shot is to stay away from diamonds and hope partner has the 9-8 of spades, which would give him a safe exit. And if not, we can always hope declarer doesn't find the seki squeeze. Maybe he tries to drop the spade queen, or maybe he leads the 10 from dummy hoping to pin partner's 9. Humans are beautifully imperfect. Let's not rescue declarer from that. So we want to lead diamonds if partner has ace-queen, but not if he has just the ace, and we're not done yet. What if declarer has the diamond ace instead of the heart king? Given time, declarer can establish a spade for a diamond pitch, which holds us to 2 spades, a heart, and a club. So we need to get diamonds going on this layout as well before he has time to organize his life. So the real question is, can we defend in a way that caters to all 3 layouts? Here's the idea I like. Take the spade ace and shift to the queen of hearts. If that holds, then the first two layouts are no longer possible. So now we know declarer has the diamond ace, and we can switch to a diamond. That takes care of the third layout. So what about the first two layouts? If declarer wins the heart king, ruffs a heart, and exits with a trump, we can pitch the three of diamonds as an encouraging signal. We would have shifted to diamonds earlier with king-queen of diamonds, so partner should read this as showing just the king. Then in the second layout, partner can cash two diamonds and exit. In the first layout, partner should know that cashing diamonds gives declarer the contract, so he just exits with a heart and hopes declarer goes wrong. That defense looks right to me. But Sriram doesn't do that. He ducks the spade jack, hops on the next spade, and shifts to the diamond king. Partner ruffs the next spade and cashes two red tricks, making 3. Here's the full deal. Opening a week no trump with 5-4 in the majors wouldn't be everybody's first choice, but since declarer had 5 spades, he was never going down unless he got a little too creative in the spade suit. So Sriram's defense held him to 3, which was the best he could do. That brings us to the next question. Did declarer actually play the club suit correctly? My boss, Philip, didn't seem to think so at the time.
So he didn't take a double finesse in clubs. I guess he's afraid of spade ruffs.
And this is one of those depends what you're shopping for moments. If your goal is maximum tricks, the right play in clubs is to lead low to the 10. If West has queen jack third, you take 6 club tricks. If the 10 loses to the queen or jack, you then cash the ace and king. If East started with a stiff honor, you look a little goofy, but in all other cases, you still come out with 5 tricks. So that line is the play for 6 when 6 is available. But if your goal is specifically to guarantee 5 club tricks whenever 5 can be taken, then the best play is to cash 1 top honor first. If East follows low, you return to your hand and then lead low to the 10. That line picks up 5 tricks whenever it is possible to do so. So which goal do we actually care about here? 5 or 6? That comes down to spades. If we have 2 spade losers, then we need 6 club tricks because the defense is getting 2 spades, a heart, and a diamond. If we have only 1 spade loser, then 5 club tricks is enough. The awkward part is that we can't test the spade position first, so we have to choose the club line based on the odds. When you're comparing 2 lines, the easiest way to do it is to ignore the cases where both lines work and the cases where both lines fail. What matters are the cases where each line is actually necessary. The hands where that line succeeds and the other one doesn't. The double finesse is necessary when West has queen jack third of clubs, 3 cases, and we have 2 spade losers. If we have only 1 spade loser, picking up queen jack third doesn't matter. Cashing an honor first is necessary when East has a stiff queen or stiff jack, 2 cases, and we have only 1 spade loser. If we have 2 spade losers, we can't handle a stiff honor no matter what we do. We don't need exact percentages to see what's going on. It's enough to know that we're more likely to have 2 spade losers than 1. So the double finesse is required in more than half of 3 cases, while the safety play is required in less than half of 2 cases. That makes the double finesse the clear winner. Philip speculated that declarer may have rejected the double finesse because he was worried about a spade ruff. In other words, he was worried that if East wins the first club, he might switch to a low spade. Then, if declarer plays low and loses to a doubleton queen, the defense gets 2 spades and a ruff. But at imps, that's not a real concern. If you have a trump loser and the spade queen is offside, you're going down anyway. The ruff is just an extra under trick. That's annoying, sure, but it's no reason not to take your best play for the contract. A heart ruff, though, that concern is absolutely real. Look at this layout. Spades behave, so you can make the contract, but not if you take the double finesse in clubs. If you do, East wins and returns the queen of hearts. West overtakes and plays another heart, producing a trump promotion. That one stings. But that only works because declarer forgot to duck the heart at trick 1. And honestly, this is a great example of why those early ducks matter, even when they look pointless. In general, if you don't see a reason to win a trick, duck on principle. Here, the danger in ducking is you might get a diamond shift, but realistically, you probably can't avoid a diamond loser on this board. Or if you can, it likely means the black suits behave so well that we're only talking about over tricks. So the duck is right on general principle. Now let's peek into the other room. Are you there, Hope?
I'm here, Alex. At the other table, the auction started 1 spade, pass, 2 spades, and then it was passed around to Peter. Vulnerable against not, he chose not to balance. I agree completely. Worth noting, though, that this time we're both wrong. On the expected spade lead, 3 diamonds actually makes from partner's side, which would have been a 6 imp pickup. People are often a bit more timid about balancing at imps than they are at match points. Fair enough, but going minus when you're entitled to a plus can be expensive. 6 imps is the same as a non-vulnerable game swing. Still, 1 deal proves absolutely nothing, and I agree with Peter's pass. The opening lead, though, I'm not nearly as keen on. Peter led the 7 of spades. To me, that feels a bit too quiet. You've probably got a better chance of finding 6 tricks if you go after the hand, rather than just sitting back. And really, if you think partner has enough to beat this on a passive defense, then surely you're making something your way. So, shouldn't you be balancing? Declarer played the spade 10 from dummy, and Adam won with the ace. At that point, he could place Declarer with 4 spade tricks, 2 clubs, and surely 1 trick in the red suits. So what does Declarer need? Just 1 ruff in dummy, and that's the contract. Maybe Declarer had something like this. Would he open that? Who knows? But if he did, a trump continuation would hold him to 4 spades, 1 diamond, and 2 clubs. 7 tricks. Adam saw that as his only chance, so he shifted to a low trump. Declarer finessed. Drew the last trump, ducked a club, and took the rest. Making 5. That's 3 imps to Kuchong. Now, it's true that a trump return looks like your only chance to beat this. But is it a realistic chance? That's the awkward bit. Either red suit return would hold Declarer to 9 tricks, losing 1 imp instead of 3. In a 12-board match where winning by 6 is still a tie, 2 imps is quite a lot to invest on a long shot. Back to you, Alex.
That's the deal. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you need a refresher, here's a link to my video on seki squeezes. If this helped, like and subscribe so you catch the next one. And remember, Bridge is the last game standing where humans still outplay the computers. Let's keep the edge sharp. I'm Alex.
I'm Hope, and this is Gargoyle Chronicles.
See you next time.
Bye.
And yeah, there's not much to this.